Hello, my dear friends. Welcome back to Elena's Barre, Low Impact Full Body Workouts. It's Sunday, and we are continuing our interesting discussion about Ayurveda and foods. What foods you should eat, what foods you should avoid was the topic of yesterday. Today, Pikia is going to tell us more about the types of foods, the flavors, and the colors, how to determine what food is Vata, Pitta, or Kapha. Okay, Pikia, it's all yours.
Yeah. Thank you, Melody. Thank you, Elena. Food is the most important part of our life. We want to make sure what we are eating is right for us. In a car which takes premium gas, you cannot put any other gas. If you put a regular gas, what happens? It starts coughing. It doesn't drive as good. So is our body. How do you know? If you eat something and if it makes you lazy or slows your brain down, it means that food isn't good for you. What's the job of the food? Makes you energetic and gives you nutrients to your body, whatever you need, without causing any other effects. And that's a good food. And all the foods are divided into different tastes and the colors, and we'll talk about it pretty soon. But before that, I want you to know, as you learned about doshas yesterday, doshas are gunas, the qualities we all have, which are vata, pitta, and kapha. How do you look for these things in nature? Once you are able to identify it by looking outside, then you'll be able to identify it looking inside. How do you know? Suppose you're looking at a big glacier of water, big body of water where is sitting in front of you. So glacier itself is kapha because it's wet, it's cold, it's huge, it's like a mountain. That's kapha. And the melting of the glacier, the water which is coming from it, is a pitta because it's a process of transformation. Is changing the glacier into water. That is pitta. And when the water is flowing from the glacier into the river, that is vata. It's irregular, it goes wherever it wants. So how do you know what is vata, pitta, and kapha? Vata is like a snake, very swift, fast, dry, rough. That's snake, that's vata. And what is pitta? Pitta is a frog. It's like it jumps, it takes calculated steps, and it's little wet, little oily, but it's different than vata. You know what is frog and what is snake. And the third is kapha. What is kapha? Kapha is a swan. It's floating on the water. It's slow, heavy, light, whatever. It's just floating. That's kapha. And what we are combination of all these things. And if your kapha is higher, pitta and vata is low, your job is to balance your dosha. So they are 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, all three together. You don't want to be vata all the time because you'll be crazy. You'll be running around. You'll be like dry and rough and all this. You don't want that, right? You want to be a little bit of pitta so that you can focus yourself. You can pay your attention to the things, and you want to slow down, being kapha. So all our life, our job is to balance ourselves through what? Through food, because this is the only thing we got. We cannot move from places we live. Places where you live on the mountains are kapha, or by the beach you are vata or pitta, or in the forest. You cannot change yourself. You cannot change the seasons. They come and go. Summer is vata. Winter is kapha. Rainy and autumn are pitta, or combination of all these things. You cannot change them. And other thing you can change is a lifestyle, but little bit. You cannot change the work you do, You cannot change much around other things. Very little you can change. You cannot change from living in New Jersey, come to Arizona like this. No, it's not possible. You know, you are where you are. So the only thing you have left are the foods, and foods are the one we'll talk about today. Whatever we eat, whatever the kind of food you see around us, have 6 different tastes. And the very first taste, they are sweet, they are sour, they are salty, they are bitter, they are astringent, and these are the 6 tastes we got. Is that, am I missing
Yes,
something?
you're missing one.
Uh, what we have? Sour, we got,
Sweet,
no, we got sweet, sour, salty,
bitter,
bitter, pungent, and
astringent.
astringent. So these are the 6 different, all foods, have 6 different tastes, and they have all the elements which are there in the nature. What are the elements? The space, air, earth, water, fire, right? 5 are the elements. And all these 5 foods, all these 6 tastes have all the elements in it. The only difference is some of the foods have 2 tastes which are predominant than other ones. Suppose look at banana, Banana has earth and water more in it, but it does have other tastes in it too, pungent, sweet, pungent or astringent or salty or bitter, or the other original two is the sweet and of the water and the earth, and the
It
sweet.
probably also depends on the person who tries to eat it,
Yeah,
because how he perceives how he
how it
interprets
works.
those.
So if I am eating banana, right? It is dominated by earth and water, and I am earth and water as kapha. And if I am eating it in the morning from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m., which is kapha time, so what I am is all kapha. So what will I become for next few hours until all this is digested, or the time have changed, or the time changes after 10 a.m.? I'll be mostly kapha. So what will I exhibit? Whatever I do will be the kapha qualities, And what are the kapha qualities? It's heavy, wet, oily. That's what I'll exhibit, whatever I do. I'll be lazy, walking, doing things. If I'm talking with somebody I love or in a relationship with, my nature will be what? Lazy, right? Heaviness will be exhibited. Not that, oh, hi, honey, how are you? No, I won't be doing that. I say, hi, honey, how are you? So you see the difference? So
Yeah.
that's why it's very important to know. So for me, to eat in the breakfast banana is no at all. What can I eat? I can eat astringent food. I can eat pungent food. Why pungent food? Because pungent food has air and space in it. Whereas the kapha time is earth and water, it's entirely different. So if I eat that food, I stimulate myself with coffee and with nuts, almonds, and all these things a little bit. Or for me to do better, even better than all this, is just skip everything. Don't have a breakfast. That's the recommended thing for the kapha people. That's why I don't eat anything until noontime, and then I eat dinner around 6 p.m. and that's it. I'm done. Here and there, I drink ginger water or ginger tea or something, but hot water, little things here and there, almonds or nuts. And other than that, I don't, because it doesn't go with my body. And so when after kapha time, 6 a.m. until 10 p.m., then 10 a.m., then from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. is the pitta time. So pitta time, you want to eat pitta foods. What is pitta? Pitta is water, and pitta is water and air.
Oh, pitta is fire.
No, oh yeah, pitta is fire and
Fire
space.
and water.
No, yeah, air and space. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. So air and space is pitta because it's pitta
No,
time.
air
Vata
and
is,
space is
Vata.
vata.
oh yeah, something. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we are going the other way. So pitta is water and air, right?
Fire. Water and fire.
Fire and air, fire and water. Okay, we got it right. So pitta is fire and water, whereas uh, vata is air and space, and then kapha is earth and water. Okay. So pitta time, since you're fire and air, so you shouldn't be eating fiery and airy foods. What are fiery foods? The chilies. So you shouldn't be eating any spices. Shouldn't be eating foods like potatoes or cauliflowers, which are astringent. So these are the foods you want to avoid. But you can eat sweet foods. You can eat apple. You can not apple, the bananas, potatoes. You can eat rice. You can eat wheat, roti, bread, and all these things. So now, the time have changed. The things you couldn't eat in the morning, but you can eat it now. You can eat banana. It's okay.
So technically, could you eat during the water time the banana,
Yeah, you can eat banana during the vata time, not
even if you are kapha?
even if you're kapha, because time have
Okay,
changed.
time has
But
changed. Okay.
but you shouldn't be eating too much. Then it will, because even though you are still kapha, it will affect
Yeah.
won't affect you as much now as it does in the morning, but you shouldn't be eating too much. Maybe half a banana is okay. So see your limit, see?
Yeah.
Even
So
because,
can you tell us a specific time? 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. is kapha time.
right. And then 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. is the pitta time.
Okay.
And then 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. is the vata time.
Okay.
Yeah. So what is vata time? Vata is air and space. So air and space, it means you cannot drink coffee or things which stimulate you. You cannot eat a lot of salt either, because salt has air in it, air and fire. So, and so you avoid those foods which are like chocolates, you avoid those things. They are same like coffee, they are stimulant. But you can eat foods which are sweet. Again, you can have your dinner that time. You can eat cauliflower, you can eat pungent food, you can eat astringent food like apples and some of the other fruits which come into the same category, like pomegranate. You can eat that time. So you see the time so understand now that the foods you couldn't eat in the morning, you can eat it now in the afternoon or in the middle of the day, because because depending on your doshas, you can change yourself, you can balance yourself by eating different foods at different times of the day. That's the key. That's the important part. We'll go into details about this, but once you understand this, how the time, the food, and the place where you are, and the season what you are in affects you, then you'll be able to make a right selection of the foods. That's the key. See, I
And
gave
my
you.
question to you,
Yeah.
Pike, is Okay, you explained that salt is the elements of air
Yeah.
and fire. How do you determine, based on what factors, which food is which elements?
Oh, it's like suppose you look at apple. Apple is astringent, right?
Okay.
If you look at the apple and banana, you might think, oh, it should be the sweet. It's sweet fruit. But
Yeah.
no, apple is astringent, whereas banana is sweet. And what is sweet? Earth and water. What is astringent? Is the astringent is the air and water.
Okay. So we have to determine the
So
the
yeah,
qualities of food
yeah,
based on the water,
yeah.
right?
So since the kapha time is water and earth, you cannot eat banana, whereas apple is air and water. The water part is still there, but you can eat some of the apple because there's the air part too, which you are not as a kapha. So
Okay, so
you can eat
guys,
like half of.
depending on the flavor of the
Yeah,
food,
yeah. They have
uh,
been classified as this category. Even though apple, even though banana is sweet and it's earth and water, but it still has other qualities, you know. It
okay,
still has pungent and astringent and the bitter and the sour and other qualities in there, but they are less of it. Predominantly, it's earth and water. And you know, if you're kapha, you eat apple in the banana in the morning, you know right away, makes you heavy. You might have felt it, you know. Sometimes, you know, if you take a bite, it doesn't matter, you know, it's okay. But if you eat half a banana or a full banana, you know it right away. And each food have taste. They have all have been classified. And by looking at it, you will know. You look at a lemon, right? Lime and lemon, what do you see? It's a sour taste,
hmm,
right? And what is sour? Sour is water and fire. So you have water, you have fire, you are kapha in the morning, earth and water. You can have little bit lime because of the fire part of it. You can have because of predominant is still water. So you can squeeze little bit lemon juice on apple if you're eating or something, whatever you're eating, you'll be okay, you know. It won't bother you, but it will give you the quality which kapha needs, except what kapha is, earth and water. You can eat everything, all other three elements you can eat that time, you know. That's why chilies come that time, coffee and tea. You as a kapha, you love coffee and tea in the morning, you know. But most of the people, what they'll do, they go to Starbucks and get something made, mocha or something, which does have coffee in it, but has a lot of other things, sugars, which you don't need.
yeah,
They put a lot of creams and milk, which is heavy, and the sugar, which is heavy, a lot of other things. But you need is just coffee or tea, plain, like the way you make at
plain,
home, you know.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that's
hard
what
to
you
drink coffee plain. I know a few people who can make it,
need.
who drink dark coffee. I'm
Yeah,
not
go
one
for
of
tea.
them.
Go for tea. Tea. Squeeze little lemon in it, which is sour. You can have some of the lemon. So the tea in the morning with lemon or ginger, which is astringent, is okay for you. It's the best thing can happen to a kapha person in the morning.
Yeah,
And
except tea is acid and lemon is acid too. And guess what acid does to your teeth?
yeah. But according to your dosha, you're okay, you know. But
Yeah, you
but
will be
how?
teethless,
Yeah,
Yeah, your teeth are
but
still
but
gonna
you'll
but
be okay.
but
I know
what you
we've
can
talked
do?
about the lemon and tea before Elena and I have, which it is tasty, but Yeah, I guess. Well, and that's saying, I mean, the strength too, you know, if you're just putting like a few drops of lemon into the
Yeah,
tea, just
that's
for
what.
a little bit of sour taste rather than like squeezing an entire like
No,
large
no,
lemon, you know, I
Putting
mean,
the
no.
actual lemon in
so
there. Yeah,
yeah,
that will eat your teeth, guys. Don't
maybe
do that.
the amount,
You,
you know.
you can have lemon in the morning, but very little, and
Yeah.
little tea, and little tea is not that strong caffeine. It's a little stimulant, and put little ginger, which is also good for you at a kapha time, and that's it. And you don't have to drink a lot so that it affects your teeth. No, just a half a cup or a cup in a little. Yeah, that's it. And the best thing you can do after you drink tea, if it stains your teeth, wash your teeth. Just gargle with water, simple, and that's it. Takes the acid off of it after you drink. Or drink some water and swish it in your mouth and drink it. That's it. Yeah, that's
I see
simple
the
thing.
Brits, they drink tea with milk. What's your take on that?
Yeah,
Uh,
but milk is an heavy thing. It's
Heavy.
again it's sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So if you are pita, then you can
you
probably
can
do
have
that.
milk.
Yeah.
If you're a vata, you can have mocha. Go to Starbucks, let them put whatever sugar you want, add them a lot of caffeine. Put You're okay. I- I-
You might
I-
have other issues afterwards, like with your heart and
I try to not make a habit of that, even though I'm Vata, but
yeah, right.
yeah.
Yeah, but because it's your dosha. You're okay. You're vata at a kapha time. You need it. You know. It's all right. Same thing with the kapha people. You're okay to have chilies in the morning. You can make yourself something good and put chilies and black pepper on it and something spicy and eat it good. Then you'll be fine. You'll be great. You know, of course there'll be some sweet in it, like if you make Chinese food, noodles or something, or something is sweet in it too, in the forms of noodles. But you'll be okay because the predominant thing you're eating is the chilies. That the taste of the chilies in it. It won't bother you in the morning Chinese food, no, but it will bother you if you're kapha in the afternoon. You know, yeah. These are and of course, then there are colors of the food which matters a lot too. But make sure whenever you are eating, the food has at least 7 colors in it. Colors in the sense, I mean, if you look at your food, if there's a peas in there, it's a green. If the cauliflower is there, it's green. If there's some banana there, yellow, or some apples, red, and the spices you can add, red pepper, green pepper, or the food have different colors, so at least you have 7 colors, because it makes you feel good to look at it. Oh, my food is good. Yeah, it's the first thing. The look of the food is very important. Very important, and it should be tasty too. And and it should be a good selection of food, not like fast food. Nowadays you go out, you see, what do you see? Of course it looks good. They cannot sell it if it doesn't look good. It tastes good, of course, yeah. And then how is the aftertaste? It's good too. That's the only thing they care about, is the look of the food, the taste, and the aftertaste. They don't care what they put in. they, it could be, their food could be dead as dead. Won't give you anything, no
Yeah.
nutrition in it, but people pay for it, they eat it. What's the quality of the good food now? The important food part of the quality of the food is it should be live food. Live food gives you nutrition, because live food has nutrients. Dead things don't have nutrients. And whatever the vegetables, fruits we eat, they are live. Even though we refrigerate them before we cook, we take it out, but they're still green. Green means it's live food. All the beans and the lentils and the seeds we eat, they are live. How do you know? They are live because you put them in the water, they start germinating in a day or two. They start sprouting. They are live food because within the seed or the languins or the lentils, there is that life in it. That life means there's food is live. And if the food is not live, don't cook for yourself. Don't eat it because it's not give you nutrients what you need, because we are living beings. We need nutrients from living things, not from dead things. Dead things have nothing left. Just they are dead. That's why they recommend cook food, eat within few hours. You can refrigerate. Nowadays we cannot do without refrigeration. Then take it out and eat it.
So,
But
Vicky, I have a question. When is a good time to eat beans for kapha? Like lentils?
A very good question, Elena. You brought it up.
Because
And
we saw in the presentation yesterday, if you are, it was very general, guys. And
for a kapha or for anybody, Elena, the beans is a heavy food.
Yeah.
And it should be eaten in the afternoon at lunchtime, heavy food. In the morning should be lighter breakfast, lighter dinner, but lunch should be the heaviest meal for any dosha. And the beans,
so we eat it during the pitta time.
Pitta time, because aggressive, it's hard. Fire is heavy, so it digests any kind of food in the afternoon. The body is pitta time is the passionate time, the aggressive time, and it can digest any kind of food. I'm talking about heavy beans. Those are like kidney beans, black beans, the heavy. But the dals, the moong dal or the lentils, you can eat in the evening time too, because they're smaller in size. And that's a very good question, I said, because the beans are mostly darker colors, right? And they are heavy to digest. Whereas the lighter colors, the smaller beans are easy to digest. So those you can eat in the morning and in the evening, whereas heavy beans during the afternoon. And in general, if you see any dark colors you see, those are heavy beans. And they should be eaten alone, not with any other food. Most of the time we make a mistake. What we do, we take beans, put it into the yogurt, and then over that we put some heavy cream or something. All these restaurants.
Look, Mexican food, for example, how they put rice, which is technically sugar or starches, and they put the black beans on top of it. I mean, it tastes yummy, right? But it's so heavy.
And to make it worse, what they do, they put cheese on it too.
Exactly. Like it's
So bean and cheese burrito, see, here you go. You got bread, which is heavy. You got bean, which is heavy. And then we got cheese, which is heavy. And they make it tasty, but it's not
very healthy. Yeah,
because our body doesn't digest food one at a time, because every food has its own digestion process.
Exactly.
Heavy beans takes longer, lighter foods, vegetables take 2 or 3 hours, fruit takes 2 or 3 hours. So if we combine all of those food and eat, we're confusing ourselves.
Yeah.
Like Melody said yesterday, if she's hungry, she eats a fruit and then something here and there. So you eat things separately, individually. Don't combine them everything together and eat it like a meal. Just you can eat same things but different days.
So, for example, would this be considered a good combination, a salad that helps you to digest with the fiber, right, and a piece of meat or fish?
Yeah, the piece of meat is same thing. It's like takes longer to digest, but when you include it with the vegetables, it just moves the meat a little faster in the body than it could originally. Otherwise, if you eat meat by itself, will take like 12 hours, 15
Well, it
hours
takes
to
like
digest.
literally multiple days.
Yeah,
Like and that's why like colorectal cancer is so much higher. Like, but like with the more meat that you consume, because like even if you do have fiber, it's still going to be like rotting in your intestines for hours, if not actual days.
Yeah.
And
It's
then
a very
there's like all the TMAOs and stuff that get produced by like the bacteria that, you know, start to basically digest that in the large intestine, because it doesn't get fully digested by you. I mean, a lot of digestion's done by like other little critters inside of us. But yeah, the byproducts are straight up toxic, like once they get
up to
processed by the liver.
So it's not a good idea to eat meat more than once a day.
It's
Well, I mean, really like the statistics, it's the less that you eat it, the healthier you'll be. And I mean, there's a direct link between like mortality rates and meat consumption. And there's really no like healthy amount. They'll say like, you know, don't eat more than like 3 servings per week. But you know, it's kind of like smoking. It's like, yeah, okay, your risk, if you smoke a pack a day, you're going to be a lot sicker than if you just smoke 3 a day, but you're still going to be overall healthier if you just don't smoke, you know.
Exactly.
Kind of how it.
Very good.
I can't imagine my life without meat, guys, you know. Well, I do exercise a lot, so maybe it does digest, you know. But I was raised with meat. I don't know, like in history, people were consuming meat for thousands of millions of years, you know, before. And I just, I don't know, I don't buy into like vegetarianism and veganism, you know. It's too new to me, you know.
Well, I mean, this is like a totally different topic, but like historically, there's very few people that did eat a lot of meat throughout history. And for the most part, you know, humans' introduction to meat was scavengers, so they're really just, you know, scavenging carcasses, breaking open the bones and like sucking out the marrow. And even, you know, really up until the Industrial Revolution, most people, and throughout all of ancient, you know, Rome and all that, most people were vegetarian, except maybe a few special holidays per year. And even today, it's really only the wealthy in the world that are able to afford meat. Like a lot of people in, you know, places where like 40% of the population is dying of starvation. Like you're lucky if you can eat beans, but you know, like you're trying to grow enough to feed yourself, you're not going to devote acres to feeding cattle to get just a very small amount of food like off of the meat. So it's it really hasn't, that's kind of been like just a propaganda that it's like humans were always these big like hunters. They were always far more of a gathering type. And there are a few, like I said, very few populations far north where they, you know, subsisted on like fishing and stuff throughout the year because there just wasn't green plants for more than a month or two. But those people do have like really unique genetic adaptations that most normal people like don't have. So
it's I mean, it's just I don't know. I mean, when people ask me about meat, being a vegetarian, I usually don't say, because until little more than a year ago, I was eating meat all my life. You know, I mean, I used to eat meat 2-3 times a day. You know, that was my diet. You know, but since I changed it, I see a big difference. You know, if you if you don't believe me, I tell everyone, take those lenses off and just come with me, walk with me. I'll walk you through how it feels, you know, because once you uproot yourself from where you are, you won't be able to see what I want to show you, because it will be harder if you stay where what you are eating, if you are comfortable with where you are. Once you uproot yourself, then what happens? Whatever the extra things you have, you leave it behind, you know. Then you'll be able to see with my eyes. Otherwise, I said, I'm not going to say anything, because it won't make any difference. Because if you're going to stay where you are, it's none. And I don't say it either, because that's what I was all my life, you know. I mean, it's just, but the life has changed, life has changed a lot. And you won't find those opportunities until you move out of where you are and then look around and then just unfold yourself, whatever is coming in front of you, and the nature will show you way where you should go. I mean, it's just simple.
So do you eat fish, Pikia?
So no, I don't eat any meat. No.
Any meat? And you, Melody,
No.
do you eat some meat?
No.
No. Oh my
So,
gosh,
No.
I feel bad.
yeah. And I can feel, Melody, how you feel. It's fantastic, I tell you. I mean, life has never been better than what it is now. But I'm not going to oversay it because you eat meat, Elena. I'm not going to push you
My
or
life is
anything. No.
fantastic too.
Yeah.
Just not the meat.
Yeah.
At
Yeah.
the same time, though, like because I really liked meat, up until I quit eating it.
Yeah.
But there's just, and I've studied biology. I majored in college. I'm doing graduate studies now, and like the evidence is just so overwhelmingly convincing. And so I feel like, yeah, there's some part that's like, just don't interfere with people, but then it's also like, people you care about, like you want to
Yeah.
let them know. It's just like, if we're still living back in the 50s, and like, to go back to smoking, there were still like
Yeah.
doctors on advertisements being like,
Yeah.
menthols keep my lungs safe, or
Yeah,
something,
right.
and
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
and
that's
like
it.
you knew, like, no, like there's all this research out that's like, no, that's not true. Like and you don't like force people and tell them that they're horrible because they're making, but it's like, you do want to be like, at least kind of give the little like
Heads up, yeah.
just a
warning.
heads up, just a general
Yeah.
heads up, and then like if they want to, look more deeply into it and like be like, is this, a change that I consider is, the benefits are worth the I guess like the sacrifice you got to make, then then it comes down to that. But at least you're making an informed choice rather than like just going off of like what kind of the commercial agribusiness has been like feeding, and all the news propaganda for everyone's life, like through every developed country in the world pretty much.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and tell you the truth, Elena, if you want to know more, becoming vegetarian, it doesn't change anything physically in you. I am the way I was before, I still weigh the same. I
Yeah,
still
I
look the
remember
same.
how you looked a
But
year ago.
yeah, remember, we've been known each other for 2, 3, 4 years or whatever. But nothing has changed. But I'm more happier. I'm more
Okay.
excited. I'm more open to things than I was before.
well,
I mean,
this is like a topic for another.
Yeah, we can make another video. Let's
Non-essential amino acids that get converted. They basically act as drugs in the human brain. Because
let's make this video, guys. Maybe I'll try a diet without meat too.
Yeah.
I know my husband wouldn't like it that much. I don't know why men are so prone to eating more meat. Guys, let us know, okay? We are running out of time, so we're going to wrap up here. Thank you so much, Pikia, for a very interesting discussion today. Thank you, Melody, for sharing your views and bringing the insights with the biological from the biological standpoint. We are going to make more videos about this topic. And guys, if you like this video, please give us thumbs up. We highly appreciate your help and your support, and let us know what kind of topics you'd like us to talk about in the upcoming videos. Okay, have a great day, everyone, and I'm looking forward to seeing you at the workout. Join us, subscribe if you haven't done so already. We have a lot of interesting things here, and we'll see you next week. Okay, have a great day, everyone, and thank you, Pikia, thank you, Melody.
Bye, guys.
guys.
Bye bye.